Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Host Eddie Frederick.
So glad you can join us. Jamaica gloats over historic high in visitor arrivals record. This story takes the lead in today's edition of Caribbean Perspective for Wednesday, 20th December 2023, brought to you in association with our friends at Antillian Group. Details when we return.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's a service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Welcome back. Jamaica's tourism industry records highest stopover arrivals in history. Kimberly Henry of CVM Live reports.
Jamaica continues to be a destination of choice for travel enthusiasts across the globe. This as Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett recognized the historical milestone of over 1 million stopover arrivals for the winter season and beyond.
Now that is a record. We've never annexed 1 million in one any season, for that matter. So we are looking at what the implications are for that in terms of revenue flows into the country, in terms of jobs that are secure across the scale.
Minister Bartlett says he is positive about the continued growth the sector will bring to the country.
And the implications of that for revenue, I will give at a later point in time, because we'll do the crunching of those numbers for the benefit of all.
However, amidst the projection of greater post-COVID-19 recovery and the forecasted growth, a shortage of skilled laborers still looms over the industry, posing a challenge to meet the influx of visitor arrivals. Bartlett says the industry will generate over 40,000 jobs in the next few years because of the construction of new hotels and the expansion of room stock, which will soon reach 20,000. Speaking at the inaugural Jamaica Center for Tourism Innovation JCTI Awards and Recognition Ceremony held at the Montego Bay Convention Center in Rosal, St. James, the Tourism Minister reaffirmed its ministry's commitment to training and certifying a competent workforce to meet the demands. He adds these workers will need to be trained proficiently, and various institutions, including the JCTI and the Heart Trust NSTA, have been tasked with preparing the local workforce. Kimberly Henry for CBM News.
The Trinidad-based tech expert Shivam Tiloksing recently provided an update on the progressing investigation into a significant cryptocurrency scam that rattled the entire region. More in this CVM Live report.
Crypto crimes are perhaps one of the myriad ways criminals continue to hurt the innocent while evading law enforcement. The latest Get GXL cryptocurrency fraud that's unfolding in Trinidad and Tobago could see many affected Jamaicans getting answers about their investment. Tech expert Shivam Tiloksing is a Trinidadian who's been tracking the deeds of the fraudsters. He tells CVM News since we last spoke, their local authorities have acquired support from the FBI to effect justice against those responsible for the multi-billion-dollar fraud. However, he's also shed light on another trend in which criminals are reportedly using crypto as a way of laundering their ill-gotten gains.
There's the whole aspect of utilizing crypto to clean money in that regard as well. You know, when the aspect of drugs, guns, and all these illegal activities, people can literally take their dirty money, go to certain crypto sellers, pay their money in whatever currency you have, and get your USDT, in which you could exchange it for whatever you want on the dark web, or go to another country, buy the currency there, do what you need to do. There's a lot of regulations that we need, and I don't think people are actually seeing the big picture here.
So is crypto bad?
Crypto is actually something good that could benefit the world in that regard if you really know how to utilize it and actually utilize real platforms that you could do trading and stuff or want to earn money. But as of now, all these scams are coming to the Caribbean and it's making it it's given a distrust to the population. The population, they really don't want to go towards that whole digital transformation, that whole digital currency. And that's something, these scammers are introducing into the region. And persons are very going to be hesitant of actually trusting this.
How can the regional leaders act in the age of technology as more locals and entities come under attack from the virtual criminals? Tilak Singh proposes more regulations and fast.
CARICOM needs to come together and talk about cryptocurrency, talk about these Ponzi schemes, talk about the cyber security attacks that are currently happening. And it's only going to get worse in 2024, 2025, and so forth. So we need to be alert.
Crypto uses digital currencies to do transactions, etc., without a centralized bank.
An act to speed up the administration of justice was proclaimed in Trinidad and Tobago last Tuesday. The Administration of Justice Indictable Proceedings Act 2011, referred to as a JIPA, is being hailed as a landmark piece of legislation that heralds a new era in legal proceedings and criminal justice reform. Senior Counsel Lynette Sibaran-Sweet explains how the act came into being in this TTT News item.
But as early as the 1960s, one of our more illustrious former attorneys, Chief Justices, Sahim Wooding, had commented on the fact that the preliminary inquiry had outlived its usefulness. Now, the preliminary inquiry is a process whereby there is a judicial hearing before a magistrate to determine whether a serious offense, an indictable matter, needs to go to trial in the High Court. And it adds usually several years to the whole criminal process.
The changes this brings about, she says, are helpful to enabling a more efficient judicial system, streamlining the process of progressing a criminal matter.
What it does is it eliminates the preliminary inquiry, and thereby significantly streamlining and the process of a criminal trial and eliminating a lot of time. So it is a mechanism for reducing the delay in the administration of justice. So the new process is that there are several methods of starting a criminal case. Either a police officer can file a criminal case, or the Director of Public Prosecutions can file a criminal case, or a criminal case may be filed privately. Ms.
Sibaran-Sweet says that the case is managed through the criminal master, who hears the initial elements of the case. He or she, through a sufficiency hearing, would then determine through written evidence whether a sufficient of a case has been made for the case to go forward.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick,
in association with our friends at
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Tourism officials are basking in Antigua and Barbuda and their recent prestigious regional awards from Caribbean Journal. Chief Executive Officer Colin James reacted on Antigua Barbuda today. ABS's Brianna Anthony reports.
Increased regional and international airlift into Antigua and Barbuda for the upcoming year has been confirmed, and the Antigua and Barbuda Tourism Authority, ABTA, is excited at the prospects. The ABTA's Chief Executive Officer, Colin C. James, states the destination has been experiencing a strong demand in air travel.
The airlift is, did you see VC World International on Saturday?
Yes,
it was just amazing. And I think people think that when they see these flights come in, that it somehow happens by just chance.
No.
But it's a lot of hard work. It's dedication from the team, negotiating with airlines, making sure that we live on an island. And so if you have plane, you will travel. And so we have to do what we need to do to ensure that we can grow the airlift. Silver Airlines, coming back, Silver Airways with 4 flights a week from San Juan, Puerto Rico. That has just opened up a remarkable other channels. American Airlines back to 2 flights daily from Miami. United from the 23rd going daily until January. JetBlue on the New York daily until January. New York, American Airlines daily from New York.
Or UK flights or Canadian
everything.
flights.
Yeah, we are really, really firing on 6 cylinders, and we're looking forward to a very, very strong winter season.
Meanwhile, James highlights the statistics for Antigua and Barbuda in the number of tourists arriving for 2024, according to data analyst Forward Keys.
There's an organization called Forward Keys, and these are data analysts that look across all the airline systems globally, and they tell companies who is traveling, when they're traveling, where they're going, how long they're staying, and they provide that data to tourist boards globally, and they just put out a report. The Caribbean, which is the fastest recovering area of post-COVID, was up 17%. Antigua and Barbuda between December and April next year up 25% in arrival numbers.
Antigua and Barbuda is still reveling in the accolades ascribed by the Caribbean Journal's Caribbean Travel Award. James reaffirms the award's significance.
We blaze the trail. We have set the standards of how people could open effectively. But not only that, the programs and the marketing activities that we've been able to introduce to really take the destination to another level has really been seen by our peers, and that's why we were awarded that accolade. If you look at January this year, we started with Wellness Month, where we really honed in on what's well and getting that holistic approach to people's vacationing in Antigua and Barbuda.
Brianna Anthony for ABS News.
The Bahamas' Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernanda foreshadows crime-fighting plans for 2024. Details in this ZNS News item.
With a renewed commitment to arrest criminal activity in the country, Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernanda says his organization's priority for the new year remains a seizure of illegal weapons off the streets. Over 8,000 firearms and ammunition have been confiscated so far this year.
Continue to be a challenge with the firearms that continue to come in, and we know that the majority of the weapons used in the commission of our serious crime is coming in from the States. We continue to work with our partners, our U.S. partners, in trying to clog that. If you look at, I just came from the commissioners' conference right here in Florida with all of our partners and commissioners within the region. Same challenges across the board.
Campus safety and enhanced policing on school campuses will also be given a renewed focus for 2024. Assistant Commissioner of Police with responsibility for training and school policing, Dr. Shazwell Hanna, says after a series of violent incidents on educational facilities during the last school year, his unit is hoping to bring about significant changes.
One of the trends as it relates to school policing is we've noticed this past semester we have incidents where parents come on school campuses getting into altercations with students and members of faculty and administration. And so what we're going to be focusing on this upcoming semester is to strengthen campus safety and security in that regard. We have already conducted investigations on some of the incidents, and where persons are found, where we have found parents who have been committing crimes against children, coming on campus, creating mischief, we are going to take action against them, place them before the courts.
The police commissioner says the Royal Bahamas Police Force is now retooling its efforts in the crime fight with the aim of creating a safe and crime-free Bahamas.
Brother and sister are dead following a midday shooting in the court's megastore car park. 3 others were injured in the attack. This includes an off-duty police officer who, according to reports, was a victim of assault and robbery. CTT's Carissa Lee has more.
Shopping this Sunday at the Courts Megastore in Barataria turned traumatic for shoppers and staff, and fatal for 2 siblings in the car park. 3 others, including an off-duty police officer, were injured. According to initial police reports, an off-duty police officer who was in the car park was assaulted and almost robbed by the deceased and injured. So, fearful for his life, he discharged his licensed firearm. Dead are siblings Simeon and Sanaya Lassie. Their mother, Abigail John, told CNC3 News that she does not believe the story.
I don't care, but police stink. They is going to think, and they just want to make people feel them as the best thing about it. But it stink. But God will give me justice for basing my 2 children. I have to go and put them in a hole, I swear.
Sanaya's daughter couldn't even imagine what life would be like now with her mother gone. Unicuma Trinidad, in a statement, said it is saddened by the incident and reiterated that its car park serves as a space for their customers only and should not be used for private financial or business transactions. The release went on to say that staff members were directed to counseling. Carissa Lee, CNC3 News.
I am Eddie Frederick. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean. In the meantime, please follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily regional news and more, in association with our friends at Antillian Group.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.